And I love Robert Downey, and I can't imagine anyone else doing that role.
For over 4 decades, he's been one of Hollywood's most intense and durable leading men. From daredevil stunts that beggar belief to iconic roles that have shaped movie history, Tom Cruise has defined, and then redefined, what it means to be a global superstar. His dedication is legendary, his work ethic is unmatched, and his focus is absolute. But who are the titans of cinema that inspired the icon? Who are the actors Tom Cruise holds in the highest regard? While Cruise has never released a definitive, ranked list, by looking at decades of his interviews, public praise, and on-set collaborations, a Mount Rushmore of actors he truly admires comes into focus. This isn't just a list of names, it's a blueprint that reveals the values he holds most dear: professionalism, raw talent, and an unwavering commitment to the audience. So today, we're exploring 7 actors Tom Cruise has consistently praised and admired. These are the performers who help shape Hollywood's most dedicated star. Let's get to it. First up is an actor who was more than just a co-star. He was a mentor, a friend, and the embodiment of effortless cool, the legendary Paul Newman. Their connection became a true passing of the torch from one generation of Hollywood royalty to the next. According to a story Cruise has told, it all started in an audition for a film Newman was directing, Harry and Son. Cruise didn't get the part, but he made a lasting impression. He recalled being nervous walking into the room and seeing Newman, who, despite his legendary status, was still genuinely thrilled by the simple act of 2 actors working a scene. Couple of years later, Martin Scorsese was casting The Color of Money, and Newman, returning to his role as Fast Eddie Felson, was paired with Cruise's Vincent L'Onofrio. On screen, their chemistry was electric. But the real masterclass happened off-screen. In interviews from that time, a young Cruise spoke with awe about Newman, describing him as a man who was still striving and growing as an actor and a person. "That makes you feel good," Cruise said, ... "Me being a young artist, coming up, ... that it's an endless struggle." Newman's lessons could also be hilariously practical. Cruise loves telling the story of preparing for The Color of Money in Chicago. He chose his character's wardrobe a cool leather jacket and t-shirt in the summer. When filming began in the dead of a Chicago winter, he was freezing. He'd look over and see Newman, perfectly comfortable in a warm coat with a portable electric heater in his car. Newman looked at him, shivering, and said, "T-shirt, you tried your wardrobe on in the summer, didn't you?" Then delivered the punchline: "Watch and learn, kid, watch and learn." It was a lesson Cruise never forgot. You have to think about the long game, not just the cool shot. For Cruise, Newman wasn't just a favorite actor. He was a role model for how to be a star, a professional, and a good man. Next is an actor whose collaboration with Cruise led to one of the most beloved films of the 80s and showcased a whole new side of Cruise's talent: the incomparable Dustin Hoffman. Their journey to making Rain Man is a classic Hollywood story of a chance encounter. The story begins in a New York restaurant in 1984. Cruise was visiting his sister, who spotted Hoffman ordering takeout. She urged him to go say hello, but Cruise was too shy, convinced Hoffman wouldn't know who he was. When his sister threatened to go over herself, Cruise reluctantly approached the acting giant. Before he could even get a full sentence out, Hoffman turned and exclaimed, "Cruise." Not only did Hoffman know him, but he was incredibly generous, and as they parted ways, he told Cruise, "I want to make a movie with you." A year later, the script for Rain Man arrived. The 1988 film was a cultural phenomenon. Hoffman's transformative, Oscar-winning performance as Raymond Babbitt, an autistic savant, is legendary. But the movie simply doesn't work without Cruise as his selfish younger brother, Charlie. It's a two-man show, and Cruise provides the emotional anchor for the audience. Hoffman's deeply immersive, methodical style was a world away from Cruise's kinetic star power, but their clashing energies created a tension and tenderness that resonated with audiences everywhere. For Cruise, it was a profound education in character-driven acting, reinforcing the work ethic that would become his signature. Our third pick is maybe the most electrifying actor of his generation. The grinning agent of chaos who shared one of the most iconic courtroom showdowns in film history with Tom Cruise, the one and only Jack Nicholson. Their on-screen battle was in 1992's A Few Good Men. By then, Cruise was a global superstar, but going head-to-head with Nicholson was a different league. The entire film builds to their final confrontation, a scene now burned into pop culture history. Cruise has called it an extraordinary experience to work with Nicholson. He recalled that during the filming of that final scene, the set started filling up with people from around Hollywood who had heard that the two were about to face off. What Cruise learned from Nicholson was a master in presence and technical artistry. He called Nicholson a wordsmith who could carve up a monologue like a great singer. He watched, fascinated, as Nicholson found his character, noting the subtle details, like how he held his hat tightly to generate power. You look at guys like Brando in The Godfather. He absolutely understood the lighting and the lenses, Cruise said, and all the greats they understand it. Nicholson was one of the greats. Beyond the technique, Cruise was deeply impressed by Nicholson's generosity. Even when the camera was off him, Nicholson was giving his all to support his scene partner. He is off camera the whole time just feeding me, and very supportive, Cruise remembered, adding that Nicholson would offer encouragement like, "That was a good take, Tommy. Nice work, Tommy." For Cruise, sharing the screen with Nicholson was a rite of passage that proved he could face down the most intimidating performer in Hollywood and triumph. If you're enjoying this, look at the actors who inspired one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Take a second to hit that subscribe button. We've still got 4 incredible artists to talk about, and you won't want to miss the influences that shaped the Tom Cruise we know today. Here we have a choice that reveals a different side of Tom Cruise's passion for cinema. This isn't someone he worked with, but an icon from Hollywood's golden age, whose timeless grace and emotional honesty clearly left a deep impression on him. The luminous Ingrid Bergman. The most tangible evidence of Bergman's influence came in 2015 with Mission: Impossible Rogue Nation. In that film, Cruise, as a producer, introduced a new fan-favorite character, the mysterious and capable MI6 agent Ilsa Faust, played by Swedish actress Rebecca Ferguson. The connection is entirely intentional. Cruise reportedly handpicked Ferguson after seeing her in The White Queen and noting her resemblance to the classic Bollywood star. But the tribute goes deeper. The character's name, Ilsa, is a direct and loving nod to Ingrid Bergman's most famous role, Ilsa Lund, in the 1942 classic Casablanca. It was a beautiful, full-circle moment. The character of Ilsa Faust herself embodies many of those Berg qualities. She's intelligent, conflicted, and possesses a quiet strength that sets her apart. She's Ethan Hunt's equal, a complex figure whose loyalties are always in question, much like the Ilsa of Casablanca. Tom Cruise's admiration for Ingrid Bergman shows his deep appreciation for the history of his craft, weaving the influence of a legend from a bygone era into the fabric of his own blockbuster franchise. Coming in at number 3 is a true actor. He wasn't the polished leading man. He was the everyman, a powerhouse of authenticity who could radiate quiet menace or weary integrity with terrifying believability. This is the legendary Gene Hackman. They teamed up for the 1993 legal thriller, The Firm. The film paired Cruise, one of the biggest stars in the world, with Hackman, one of its most respected actors. Cruise plays Mitch McDear, a brilliant young lawyer seduced by a law firm that's too good to be true. Hackman plays Avery Toller, charming, paternal, and dangerously corrupt mentor. Their on-screen relationship crackles with tension, created by the contrast in their acting styles. Cruise embodied a kind of high-wattage movie stardom, while Hackman was the opposite, gritty, grounded, and utterly real. Watching them is a study in subtext. Hackman's Avery is both a warning and a tragic figure, a man who sold his soul long ago. The admiration from Cruise surely stems from watching a master like Hackman work up close. Hackman had an incredible ability to convey complex inner turmoil with the smallest gesture. He made it look effortless, the mark of a truly great artist. Interestingly, Hackman joined the project late, after a clause in Cruise's contract stipulated that only his name could be billed above the title. Rather than cause a fuss over billing, the Oscar-winning Hackman simply requested his name be left off publicity materials, altogether a testament to his focus on the work, not the ego. At number 2, we find another titan of American cinema, an actor who is less a performer and more a force of nature. He is a master of quiet intensity, who disappears so completely into his roles you forget you're watching an actor at all. The great Robert Duvall. Their collaboration came in the high-octane world of NASCAR in the 1990 film, Days of Thunder. While often remembered for its thrilling race sequences, the movie's heart is the surrogate father-son relationship between Cruise's hotshot rookie, Cole Trickle, and Duvall's legendary crew chief, Harry Hogg. Cruise plays Cole as a bundle of raw talent and unchecked arrogance. Duvall's Harry is his opposite, a seasoned, wise, and patient veteran. Their dynamic drives the film. The admiration Cruise holds for Duvall is undoubtedly born from working with an actor of such profound authenticity. Robert Duvall doesn't seem to act, he simply exists on screen. As Harry Hogg, he is the picture of grizzled wisdom, and his scenes with Cruise crackle with a mentor-mentee energy that feels completely genuine. While Cruise is a larger-than-life movie star, he is consistently drawn to collaborators who embody a more grounded style. Duvall is the pinnacle of that style, representing an on-screen truth that can't be faked. And now, for the number 1 actor on our list. It's a choice that speaks volumes about Tom Cruise's ultimate respect for the highest levels of technical skill and transformative power. This spot is reserved for the actor widely considered the greatest of their generation, the phenomenal Meryl Streep. Their on-screen collaboration was in the 2007 political drama, Lions for Lambs. Directed by Robert Redford, the film features a tense, lengthy interview between an ambitious Republican senator, played by Cruise, and a veteran liberal journalist, played by Streep. The bulk of their screen time is a single, extended scene of verbal chess match that is a masterclass in nuanced performance. Cruise, as the charismatic and calculating senator, is all forward energy and confidence. Streep, as the world-weary journalist, is his perfect counterpoint, her skepticism and moral fatigue etched onto her face. Watching them is like watching two master musicians from different genres improvise. Cruise brings his trademark intensity, while Streep brings her legendary ability to listen and convey a universe of thought with the slightest shift in expression. Cruise's admiration for her is almost certainly rooted in a deep appreciation for her technical mastery. Meryl Streep is famous for her meticulous preparation, her command of accents, and her chameleon-like ability to transform into any character. For an actor like Cruise, known for his own rigorous discipline, watching Streep's process must have been like a scientist observing a brilliant phenomenon. Placing Meryl Streep here is the ultimate statement of respect from one consummate professional to another. It's an acknowledgement from the world's biggest movie star that the highest form of their shared art is the ability to completely and utterly disappear. So there we have it. Paul Newman, Dustin Hoffman, Jack Nicholson, Ingrid Bergman, Gene Hackman, Robert Duvall, and Meryl Streep. A list of 7 legends whose influence is woven into the DNA of Tom Cruise's own iconic career. Looking at this list, a clear picture emerges. These are not just movie stars. They are artists of the highest caliber. They represent a set of core values that Cruise himself has championed: an obsessive work ethic, a profound respect for the craft, and an embrace of authenticity. From the cool professionalism of Newman to the immersive method of Hoffman. From the electrifying presence of Nicholson to the timeless grace of Bergman. From the grounded reality of Hackman and Duvall to the technical brilliance of Streep, each one represents a pillar of great performance. These choices reveal a man who is, at his core, a student of film, a man who watched, learned, and then stepped into the arena to collaborate with his heroes, holding his own and absorbing their lessons along the way. What do you think of this list of actors Tom Cruise has admired? Are there any choices that surprised you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip through cinematic history, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.